After some serious allegations of sleeping with a 17-year-old when he was 25 came out, Cody Ko's strategy of ignoring everything and hoping it goes away just isn't working anymore. The last couple of weeks have seen Cody come under increasing amount of scrutiny, and now he's starting to face the consequences. Another week, another wholesome YouTuber, another allegation, another terrible, half-hearted response. Let's get into it.
Laura's lured him to this building where he thinks he's auditioning for a TV show.
All right, so right away I can tell this, it's got that kind of fake-ish 2003 reality feeling to it, She seemed like she was kind of overdoing it a little bit. He comes home and he says he sees all these girls from work and they are fine.
Starting with the victim in all of this, Tana Mongeau. Tana is an influencer / content creator who runs a podcast called Cancel. The reason why her podcast is called that is because she's known for being at the center of controversies and generally saying a lot of unpopular things, to put it lightly.
Impression of a black girl on joint and chocolate bunny.
Chocolate bunny! Girl, please!
Anyway, Tana has been around on the internet as an influencer since 2015 when she was only 16 years old. Around that time, Cody Ko was really big on Vine and his comedy sketches were getting millions of views before successfully transitioning to YouTube.
Mom, I'm sick. Well, that's what you get for trying other people's vapes at school. That's why we got you your own vape, alright, Christopher?
Nice shirt.
Thanks.
My pleasure.
You just got pleasure out of that?
Oh, come on.
Oh, I'm not coming on anything, man.
You wanna go to the party?
I don't know. Let's go to Mark. Lit, Steve.
And what do you have to say about your rise to success?
Well, I wish I could say I had people who doubted me, but everyone knew I was gonna kill it.
After coming on YouTube, Cody saw resounding success doing a variety of comedy sketches on his channel, including video series such as Awkward Dating Show, 5-Minute Crafts, Couples Cringe, and so on. By far the most popular of these series were his That's Cringe videos, which brought him views into the tens of millions.
What you doing? What you doing?
You're laying next to your girl at night, and her bra just starts vibrating.
I hear the deer like the distant footsteps.
What? No. Babe.
I'm just gonna. Why are you sliding off the bed?
Oh, it's Trey Drexler!
God damn you, Trey Drexler!
That, combined with Cody's ability to stay away from controversy, quickly gained him millions of followers. He also had a podcast channel called The Tiny Meat Gang, but we'll get back to that in a minute. So the whole incident started all the way back in 2016, where it seems Tana and Cody first hung out. They've collaborated twice, featuring in each other's videos.
No! The wing!
Also, why do you look like plastic surgery different?
I had like a fisheye lens on, maybe that was it.
You look like you have lots of plastic surgery.
Like since then, or?
Yeah.
I've had a little work done. I'm kidding, I've never had
That's a significant piece of information because around that time, Tana was only about 17 years old and Cody would have been around 25 in comparison. Now the allegations are Cody slept with her around this time period. It all bubbled over a couple of months ago when Tana Mongeau was asked a question in a live episode on her canceled podcast.
The smallest I've ever had. Oh my god, no one look at me, Cody Ko.
These allegations aren't particularly new or a secret. Tana's been speaking about them for a while now, but they only started receiving attention thanks to D'Angelo Wallace making a video pointing it out. Now, given they were both allegedly in the state of Florida, where the age of consent is 18, what Cody did would be classified as a crime of the statutory nature.
To be clear, 17 is under the age of consent in many states, including Florida, where Playlist Live used to take place, so this means that Tana Mongeau is accusing you of statutory rape, and she's not trying to hide that.
This isn't just some crazy tea. It was a crime.
The allegations were re-established by Tana on a following episode of her canceled podcast, and she revealed little more details. As if things weren't already bad enough for Cody, any defense his fans might have made for him in respect to not knowing Tana's age were quickly snuffed out, as she states that at the time, fellow creator Gabby Hanna pulled him aside to let him know that she was underage, and he still decided to follow through.
And there were so many situations. There was a situation with Gabby Hanna at a playlist live where she pulled him aside and told him like, yo, she's 17, and then we still went and hooked up.
That angle of defense was never particularly a strong one, given the fact that Tana was already relatively popular and a well-known creator at the time. And the fact that she also did 2 videos with him in 2016, so he would know her better. Apart from that, there's also a clip of Gabby Hanna from years ago corroborating the story from Tana.
One time, I told a guy, I saw him making out with a girl at a party who was underage, and I pulled him aside and I was like, hey man, you probably don't know, I know she like looks a little older, she's underage. Watch it. And he was like, oh my God, thank you for telling me. And then he turned that.
What's worse is that not only that whenever these allegations come up, Cody Ko does his best to ignore it until it goes away quietly, but on one occasion in the past, when these allegations were surfacing, he even went as far as messaging Tana privately to ask her if everything was cool because he was about to get married and he didn't like the noise that the allegations were creating.
Dude, I just think about like Kelsey and the baby and whatever. There was,
oh my God.
Like there was a while ago where I think I said something about it online and it was starting to surface. And he texted me like, are we good? And was like, I said, yeah. And like, he was like, my wedding's coming up.
Then there's a claim of censorship. D'Angelo Wallace mentioned in his video how the coverage of the allegations has been shady from Cody's end, removing or locking posts in his subreddit related to it or hiding comments on his YouTube videos to make it seem like nobody was talking about it when it was all that was being talked about on his Instagram.
And you've tried silence, and now you're choosing censorship. On your YouTube channel, where you've been pumping out content nearly every day now, I couldn't find a single comment on your last video about this situation. Not even one. Comparing that to the comment section on your Instagram, where every single comment I saw was about this.
What's been rightly pointed out about the people trying to disprove Tana by calling her a liar and just trying to use the situation for clout, conveniently forgetting that she's never actually made any video with Cody Ko's name in the title or raised the topic herself. Even on a live episode of the podcast where she name drops Cody, it was her simply responding to a question from the audience. On top of that, in the Fallout episode where Tana talks about the incident, she even says she doesn't associate it with trauma, which is not something you say when you're trying to play a victim.
But there isn't a part of me, at least at 25 now. I mean, I look back and I would never do anything like that. So what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
But I don't associate or hold it with trauma because I am such a comparative person where I'm like, so many worse things have happened to me. And that's bad.
I was just about to say you can't do that to yourself though.
Like, but I genuinely feel that way. Like it feels like all of the other people I hooked up with when I was 18, whether they were 30 or whether they were not 30.
All in all, things weren't looking good for Cody. After the D'Angelo Wallace video came out, it was clear he couldn't avoid the situation anymore. For so long, he was able to get away with it because people he has worked with and people in his audience didn't know about these allegations. But all of that changed with Penguin Zero, a massive commentary YouTuber who has worked with Cody in the past, being one of the first to turn on him.
Because 17 shouldn't be an issue. You know, like, age of consent over in this region is actually 16, so really, he waited till she was old. Like, it's craziness. It's actually craziness. It is a crime. It is a minor. Still, it's bad. Like, I don't know why that needs to be explained all of a sudden.
It was a crucial first step in an ongoing attempt to get a genuine response from him. Because a lesser known fact about Cody is that he's historically terrible at it. The few times when Cody does get into controversy, typically either ignores the situation wholesale or drops a poorly worded apology that reads as insincere. A popular example of this everyone knows about was when he used the N-word several times in an old Vine video. Obviously, it was a serious mistake on his part, but the apology for the incident dropped on his Patreon, behind a paywall where most people would never see it. The statement read, "Hey y'all, some old Vine videos where I say some really insensitive things have been surfacing on Twitter. They were really ignorant videos and I wish I'd never made them. Last thing I'd want is for someone to feel alienated because of something stupid I did. It was a mistake and I'm sorry I let you down." A lesser known example that most people have never seen anyway was when he made a Karen video in April of this year and gave a lazy, incoherent commentary about a service dog law. When people responded by calling him out on it, he left a pinned comment with another half-hearted apology. Hey, I guess I was uninformed about the service dog clip. Thanks for educating me. Obviously, my takes will be bad as I'm a flawed human and I don't know everything in the world. He legitimately sounded annoyed that he had to apologize at all and never actually said the word sorry. All of this is to basically say that he's not very great with apologies, and that explains the most recent statement. You see, apart from the personal Cody Ko channels, Cody also ran the Tiny Meat Gang podcast with Noel. In the middle of all this controversy, a lot of the collaborators and workers affiliated with the podcast were growing uncomfortable, so Noel and Cody released a statement on their website saying, "This morning we shared the note below with the employees at TMG Studios. We wanted to share it with you as well. Our shows will resume in the coming weeks. Thank you for your support." So already this indicated that the statement was less of an apology and more of a work email being released to the general public. It continues, "You are the most creative and incredible group of people. We feel so lucky to work with all of you. TMG Studios is what it is because of you. We couldn't be more proud of the incredible roster of talent we've been privileged to work with and everything we've accomplished together. As we enter into this next phase of the studio, we wanted to let you know that Cody will not be involved in the day-to-day operations at TMG Studios. What has transpired over the past few weeks is a personal issue for him, and Cody wants to remove any effect this is having on your professional and personal lives and the work you and our other hosts have done to make TMG Studios so successful. Noel will continue to lead the team. His top priority remains the life and growth of the studio and its talent. Our audience sees your hard work every week and we want that to continue. They deserve it and so do you. We have built something truly special and he's committed to keeping it alive and well." A couple of things about that statement just didn't sit right with people. For one, it was clearly aimed at employees and collaborators of TMG and not the general public, as it was filled with lots of flattering praise. The second issue is that nowhere in that statement does Cody actually admit to being wrong or even apologizing for anything. They just called it a personal issue and moved on. On the positive side of things, Cody getting dropped by his own podcast is a sign that the allegations aren't going away this time. And if Cody is ever going to return to the top where he once was, he's going to need to make more dedicated attempt to take accountability. For now, he continues to lose tens of thousands of subscribers as his own silence buries him alive.